Everything is fine here on Detention Block E25, a Star Wars podcast. I'm Mike, joined by Dustin. Talk Star Wars. We know there's not really that much going on right now, but it's been a couple of weeks since we've last talked, so we wanted to get something out there. Just to put the business stuff out there first, as a reminder, bring us your likes, follows, downloads, subscriptions, ratings,
Smash that
reviews.
like button, bros.
That subscribe button, hit it for us. It really goes a long way, and we greatly appreciate it. And as a reminder, once we hit 200 subscribers, we're gonna do a little drawing for a giveaway. So if you want to be a part of that, be within those first 200 subscribers. And hey, maybe we'll have further prizes as we move on. But yeah, as I mentioned, just not a lot going on. We do know that Outlaws will be fully released on the 30th. I know there's been some early access, people playing some early kind of in-game demo trailers being released, a lot of reviews coming back and forth out there on that. What are your thoughts so far, Dustin?
Well, I don't have my own thoughts. I just watched other YouTubers. I watched your boy Star Wars.
Meta opinions.
Yeah. I mean, marketing 101, right? Like these people that are getting early access to these games are probably signing NDAs and some sort of contract that says you can't say this, you can't say that. And I think a lot of the reviews are going to be with I'm going to call them green colored glasses because they're probably getting paid. So unfortunately, I think a lot of like the positive reviews are going to be skewed because of that. From what I've seen of the gameplay, I mean, I think you and I said way in the beginning when they released the game, I wasn't all that excited about it to begin with. I mean, playing an outlaw it seems kind of fun. I mean, if it was like Grand Theft Auto, like truly like Grand Theft Auto, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
I don't think that's what it's going to be. And so, and another thing, there's like this. It was, I don't know if it's like a Twitter deal or X, whatever. Someone said like, I think it was maybe IGN. And by the way, IGN has absolutely zero credibility. Like I used to love them as a kid, being obsessed with the video game industry and media industry, and they've just declined precipitously, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean they're on the take for sure. But anyway, they posted something like, "Oh yeah, you can get you can get from one end of the map in like 3 minutes on like 3 of the 5 planets." I'm like, that sounds terrible.
On a speeder, right?
Yeah. I can't think of a game that has been good that's the case.
That doesn't seem very open in that case.
In an open world, that doesn't seem very open to me. So like they posted that like it was like something really cool, and I thought the opposite. Like this is
how big are the Destiny 2 maps? I'm trying to remember. Because they're not all that big, but you do these like side mission things that make it bigger, I feel like. But
it depends on the planet, but some of the planets were pretty big, and it would take a lot longer than 3 minutes to get from one end to the other.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it's something comparable, but Destiny's probably larger maps than this.
Well, another thing too, Destiny had a lot more planets. I mean, and locations in general. So if this only has 5 planets, that's pretty limited. So I don't know. I don't have particularly high hopes for the game. And
do you know what I want them to re-release? The Pod Racer game with up-to-date graphics.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'm sure
that game was so much fun. I love that game on the N64.
I just don't. Racing games just do it like nothing for me. They do nothing for me at all.
That's fair, but I think
Road
Rash.
Yes,
we say that at the same time.
That game was so fucking fun. You would just beat the shit out of people off their motorcycles.
Okay, you have to admit that's pretty hilarious that we said that at the same time.
Yeah. That is a wonderful game.
We get the chain and you're just like
Yeah, you should beam people off their bike. By the way, this episode brought to you by Eskimo.
We got a sponsor.
Yeah, my son likes to, camp, and this is the easiest thing to put up. So I'm just like, yeah, we'll throw it. Our basement's pretty big, so you know, you can throw that up and it yeah, it's fun. We have a good time.
Well, it's just around the corner that you're going to be able to use it too. I don't
I,
want to talk about that, but
I'm looking forward to it, to be honest with you. I like ice fishing. So hopefully I get out Friday on the lake and do some fishing too. So
um, but I
I
don't know,
suppose.
with Pod Racer, it was just a little different for me. There's like a lot of nostalgia to playing that game. There was some fun elements, but yeah, I get it. You play one racing game and they're mostly all the same. So
Yeah, Shadows of the Empire would be nice if they brought that. Nice Old Republic. They've been talking about that for however long. That's not probably gonna happen anymore. So yeah, really, with Outlaws, I'm not super thrilled. I don't know, man. I also don't have tons of time to play video games. I don't think
yeah,
I've played a video game in at least
I still haven't finished Survivor.
can't remember the last video game. I'm really excited for that comes out next week is the new Alien movie, Alien
That's right.
Romulus. So, I'm kind of torn between like, are they releasing too much of the movie via like promotional stuff? And, hey, just enjoy it because we're getting another Alien movie. I
I
think it's
don't,
going to be good.
yeah, it looks good in my opinion.
I think they're going to do some things that are maybe a bit controversial. Like they've already kind of said this in promotional material, but they like technically found the first alien. They call him Big Chap,
Hmm.
floating in space, and so that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
One thing I love about the alien universe, and I hope they explore it more. I hope they explore it in this movie. Not that we're an alien podcast, but just to talk about it. Aliens are in Star Wars, not,
ETs are in Star Wars.
but the company Whalen Yutani is pretty much like what started all the events of Aliens, right? Really the two best movies in the franchise. And I really want them to explore more about Whalen Yutani. The books do a really good job of it. I mean, basically, they're, a big conglomerate company that puts profits over people, right? And they're obsessed with this alien. They want to turn it into like a weapon, and they'll stop at nothing to do that. People are secondary. So I find that to be a fascinating through line throughout the Alien universe. And so, anyway, hopefully, Alien Romulus, uh, kind of expounds upon that. And I'm definitely gonna watch that in the theater. I saw
And I wouldn't.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I've heard really good things about it. I've heard a lot of spoilers, like the cameos and everything. So I have a basic idea
I
of
don't know. Like it's kind of movie. Like even if it's spoiled, you're still gonna love.
it's a comedy, well, just as much of an action movie. So yeah, the
Yeah,
spoilers you can kind of handle in this movie.
it's funny because I watched it and I had traveled from um Minneapolis to. So I was in Minnesota last week for like a couple hours, and I had an event, and then flew to Seattle and the Seattle Spokane. Got to my hotel. It was like you gain 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I was kind of bored. So I was like, I'll go see this movie. There's a theater like right down the street from my hotel. But I was like kind of jet lagged, and so I would love to see it again just to get that you know second take on it.
Hey,
But
we'll be in Wisconsin this weekend.
nice. What part? I won't be. I'll be in Lexington.
Oh, well, yeah. No, I'll be at my parents' house. We're going to a Brewers game. So for Father's Day, Colleen got tickets for like our family, my parents, and then my brother and niece. So we'll all be going to a game.
Well, your brother won't get a foul ball unless I'm there to
Well,
fight him.
he'll get it now that you're not there.
No, I'm just saying one will come towards you because I'm not.
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah.
It's a handout though. It's Contreras jersey day, so I'm pretty stoked that
Oh,
we'll get a
nice.
Contreras jersey
Yeah, did they win today?
today. Yeah, 8-5.
Wow, okay. Yeah,
We
man.
we suck against bad teams and do well against good teams. I can't explain it.
Well, the good news is the bad teams don't make the postseason. So
Right.
yeah, so going back to Outlaws, not super excited. Hey, love to be proven wrong, and it's a great game and it's fun. Even if it's a game that's fun for, I don't know, 20, 30 hours of gameplay, and it's not really replayable, I'll take that right now. But I certainly don't think it's going to be, a Fallen Order or Survivor, right? No
I
way.
doubt it. I doubt it.
Especially, okay, Ubisoft's behind it, and they've just fucked up so much stuff. Again, I I hate to say this. I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but like I feel like all the good reviews are coming out. It's just people that got paid off. You know,
Yeah.
hey, power to them. I'd love to get money to, you know, gurgle on some balls.
Would you do that for Disney?
Well, I mean, Disney's got deep pockets. Some little Mickey Mouse
You're
balls.
more valuable than that, Dustin. Don't sell yourself out. Not to the evil empire.
So anyway,
But
super excited.
they'll
But
get my money either way. Who knows
yeah,
how much I'll be able to play it, but
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wait.
yeah, I'll wait.
I don't need to play it right away. And quite frankly, with two young kids, it's tough to even, I'd have to stay up late. And it's like a cycle, right? Like you wake up early, so it's harder to stay up late,
Yep.
and I just get so tired like 9:30, like right around now. I'm kind of what?
See, I'm the other way around. I stay up late and hard to get up in the morning. So, yeah, I'll wait till it, drops in price and everything. I'm in no rush to really play it. Like I said, I still got to finish Survivor. So I'm definitely going to focus on that first because that's going to be a far better story than
There
Outlaws.
was a YouTube channel that's really honest, and it's like buy now or wait for the discounted price, and he gives like really good reviews, and
Hmm.
he'll tell you like, hey, is this game worth buying like right away, or should you just wait for the price to drop, or don't buy it at all? So
Well,
uh,
and all the high prices are for the content creators for like those early releases because they know they're going to make money off of it anyway. So they're trying to get a little bit more money from them because they're going to
just
be,
that term content creator, I just find it so funny. Like you're creating content over someone else's content.
yeah, it's meta.
That would be like taking like the Mona Lisa and painting and be like, oh, I'm a content creator. Like a little smiley face. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I mean, we're technically content creators. Just saying.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that at all.
You whether you want to be or not, you are.
Yeah, whether we wanted it, we started a war with the Cabal on Mars.
It's like me living in Minnesota. I don't want to live in Minnesota, but I live in Minnesota. So
Whatever, man. Minnesota's a great state.
it is, but it's not as good as Wisconsin.
Well, I'm the smarter of the two of us then.
I mean, I like a good Culver's burger, but I'd rather get one from Blue Door or the Nook or something like that. So
Culver's is a Wisconsin brand.
no, I know but it's a fast food. I'd rather have a actual place known for like
Oh, dude. The St. Dinette's closing.
the what?
Have I not told you about the St. Dinette?
What's the Saint Dinette?
Dude, you gotta go. It's one of the best burgers you'll ever have, and they're closing.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been there. Where is it?
It's in St. Paul. So if you know where like the farmers market is, it's right
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Kitty corner to the
By
farmers
the
market. It's
Saints
called the St.
Stadium.
Dinette. It's on the others. Well, yeah, it's really close to St. Stadium. So like you have the farmers market, and you have like
Yeah.
the big awnings.
Yep.
Well, one side's closest to the baseball stadium, and then the
Yep.
other side is where the St. Dinette's in. It's in
Okay.
the
I know exactly what you're talking about.
half block away.
Cool.
It's I'm telling you, Mudge, it's one of the best burgers you'll ever eat. It's
Okay.
so good. So, um, yeah. Anyway, I did hear that I think there's at San Diego Comic-Con that they're maybe releasing a new Darksiders game, which
Oh,
is awesome. I love the Darksiders series. So anyway,
nice.
that's all I got, man. I know it's keep it short and sweet and to the point.
15 minutes? That's all? That's all you got?
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, what else we got to talk about?
Well, what about George Lucas kind of firing at Disney a little bit?
Good. But dude, I mean, sorry, you sold out, bitch. Like you can't.
Well, I'm more thinking along the lines of he also made the comments not just at Disney, but at like writers and producers in general that like creativity has kind of lost its thing. I mean, you look at movies and you or shows and a lot of things are going downhill. So is there just like a lack of creativity these days? Because everyone's going back to remakes. Even the Alien movie is doing not a remake, but a new Alien movie. Where's the original storytelling? Is that a generational thing?
There's been some, but I think it's just easier to. I mean, certainly easier to take an intellectual property and expound upon it than it is to create like a brand new one. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, you can argue too that Star Wars was created based off, the hero's journey type of a thing. So really, original content is extremely hard to come up with because stories have been told for ages and ages and ages. Everyone is just taking pieces of all the different things they know and kind of fitting it into a new story. Maybe some elements are like original thought new, but
it's like the South Park episode. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did.
Simpsons did it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. At some point, I did read a really, really great piece of. I want to call it. Well, yeah. I mean, it's original content. It's called the Three Body Problem, and then the Dark Forest, and then shit. What was it? The last book. So there were books, but they're making into a Netflix.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Another thing that's happening a lot. Like they're adapting books into movies, which I appreciate. Like
I'm okay with that.
Matter on Apple was a book that I read that was really nice that they turned into a series. Silo was another one. Um, I don't know again if you call it original, but at least the books were somewhat original and the concepts were kind of rehashed. I mean, like Silo was like post-apocalyptic. I mean, how many times we've told that story before? But they did in an interesting way that is something that I was like reading voraciously. I wanted to know, well,
Yeah.
read it. So, any case, as far as George Lucas is concerned, it's kind of like, hey, bud, I mean, you sold your creative rights away for $4 billion, and hell, I mean, who can say no to that kind of money? But it's like George R. R. Martin, complaining, like, dude, finish your fucking books. And then we wouldn't have to go on these like logical leaps because
There's no way he's going to finish all of his books.
no, I know. I'm just saying, like, he just keeps he seems to keep like jumping around to these different projects. Like, why don't you finish one and then go to the next?
Yeah.
Maybe
he's
like
going to do the Tolkien
like
route
case 8.
and have his family finish him up for him or continue on.
I mean,
Speaking of season 2, Rings of Power, that trailer looked pretty dope.
the trailer looked good. I mean, trailers are meant to look good. So I don't know.
Well, tell that to the Acolyte trailer.
All I want to say is I want it to be good, right? But I've read some of the I've listened to the audiobooks for like the Silmarillion and the Fall of Numenor and things like that. And it's just the show just like kind of jumped a shark on a lot of that stuff. So I think that's a problem. Like you don't have to follow the lore to a T, but goddamn, when you take a left turn on it,
Yeah.
it's kind of jarring.
At least
When it's not done very well. Like, the whole stranger, dude clearly being Gandalf the entire time, but they're like trying to steer you in a way where he's the bad guy. That's just it's not believable.
Now there's a theory or rumors that he might be one of the Blues.
I'm pretty sure it was Gandalf.
Well, that's what I think. But apparently, they're
In fact, he does like so many things that are Gandalf-ish, like follow your nose.
yeah, and the moths and everything. So
So I don't know.
yeah, well, we'll just have to wait and see on that. But I am excited. I understand why a lot of people didn't like season one, and it's not my favorite thing, but I thought it was still pretty decent. I thought the second time I watched it, I enjoyed it more than the first time. So
Halo got canceled, and good
I
fucking.
bet you're happy. I bet you're happy about that.
I mean, like,
Maybe Acolyte 2 season 2 won't happen. I know they still haven't greenlit that, so I'm hoping that it stays that way. Because I do not want them touching Plagueis.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully not. I spent zero time thinking about Acolyte since the last episode. Like, I just don't like whatever man's done, and I'm like, it's not something that's been thought provoking at all.
Yeah.
It's over with. We talked about it. I guess we got our content out of it, and see ya.
Until maybe they announce a season
See you
2.
later.
You're out of here. Um yeah, I still gotta watch House of Dragons too. So um the only other thing I wanted to mention is we're 2 days away from our I guess it would be what is that, our 4-year anniversary? When did we start? 2020, 2021?
Yeah, man, I remember, we were just like fucking around thinking about like starting a podcast, and we were like planning all the things that we needed to do it. And like all we really needed to do was just get on a computer on Zoom and shit.
Yeah, but so we start our first recording was August 9th, 2021. So it'll be 3 years ago in a couple of days. But we still wanted good sound quality and everything. And I remember everything was backed up in terms of being
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to
yeah.
get our microphones and headsets and everything. But I don't know, it was pretty cool. And hey, look, we're still going strong.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll take off one day, and it'll at least pay for the microphones that we got 3 years ago. But,
Hey, it's paid off for me for all the time we've gotten to talk together. So
it's about the friends we've met along the way.
yeah, that's about the journey, not the destination. Um, yeah, I think we're about at the end of it. Anything else you want to call out or mention?
Yeah, we're kind of in a dead zone when it comes to Star Wars content, but when Outlaws comes out, we can talk about that. Maybe hopefully eventually a new High Republic book will drop. Talk about that. I'm not
And
really with the Skeleton Crew just for the fact that it looks like a children's show.
I think it'll be somewhere in between a children's show and an adult. It's going to be like probably like a juvenile, like a
I don't think we
YA
can add
book.
much to the Star Wars universe, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well,
So
hey, it's more content though, and at least we know what to expect. Like, it's not to bring back Acolyte, but we were hoping like this is going to be a dark adult. That's what we were fed to believe, and it just really fell short. This we know what it's supposed to be. I feel like, so we can,
yeah, I agree. I think we know what it's going to be. So again, lowered
But
expectations.
Jude Law's a great actor, so I'm curious to see.
Yeah, so is Ewan McGregor, and Obi-Wan was very disappointing.
But I still think Ewan McGregor did great in that. Darth
Yeah.
Vader was still awesome in that. It's some of the storyline choices and everything that they made that's what was more questionable. I mean, that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight was freaking awesome. Very cool. And things like the path and Quinlan Voss and like there were still a lot of cool things about that
Never
show.
got to see Quinlan Boss. Like, you only had like maybe a hint that he was out there.
I know, but it still tells us that he's alive and that he was a big impact post Order 66 in like freeing a lot of jet. Like there's a story there. There's a story there. Whether
We'll
they'll
never probably ever get to hear it.
yeah, we'll probably never get to it, or it might be like in a comic or in a book or something like that. But that's the aspects of that I think are cool. So um things that are bad, like having a roadblock that you can just kind of walk around. That's probably one of the funniest things for me. But yeah, we still have Skeleton Crew that will drop December 3rd, Outlaws August 30th. So with that, I'll just read through our social media handles really quick. You can find us on Twitter at DetBlockAA23pod, on Instagram at Detention underscore block underscore AA underscore 23. Gosh, that's always so hard to say every time. And then our Facebook group and YouTube channels, Detention Block AA23, a Star Wars podcast. And of course, you can find us on TikTok at DetBlock AA23. Bring us your likes, follows, downloads, subscriptions, ratings, reviews, all of it. We greatly appreciate it. Anything that you can do helps us a lot in terms of getting our podcast and YouTube channel name out there. So greatly appreciated. Yeah, and we'll look to bring more content to you guys. Content creator there, Dustin or Turd Ferguson, since you love that term. Next week. So looking forward to talking more Star Wars. And as I mentioned, Friday is our 3-year anniversary from our first ever recording. Maybe we'll redrop that as a little homage to it. So
You mean homage?
homage.
By the way, hey,
Homage.
if you listen to
Homage.
this, you like it, you want to be a guest,
Come on in.
we'll take guests for sure. We would love to ramp that up and maybe look for some bigger guests to join us and chat, because we started this with 3, and then at one point we had 4, and then we're kind of back down to 2. Life happens.
I think we'll get back to 3. I think some people didn't really have an interest in watching the Acolyte show and felt like they didn't really have much to contribute to that. So maybe we'll get some of them back. And as the summer winds down and softball ends, I'm more open to what days we record, which could allow our other 2
You won your
hosts.
championship.
Yeah, that was summer. Then there's fall ball after that.
Jesus.
So Tuesday league, we have 7 weeks of fall ball, and I think it's like 6 weeks for our Thursday league. But I have 2 more weeks till the Thursday league starts. So yeah, but all that to say, we'll have more options on when we can record. So then maybe we'll get some of the other guys back on a more routine basis. So looking forward to that as Dustin and I hold down the fort for the past, 4 months, 3 months.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
We got this. We got it. All right. Any final thoughts before we cut out here?
No.
Another Eskimo plug.
Yeah. Oh, that one.
Get it?
Yeah. I do hope Outlaws is good, because it's more fun to play a good game than it is to play a shit game.
The wise one once said.
Thank you. You can take that to the bank.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight or today, whatever you're listening to us. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening. Go Team USA. Continue on in the Olympics, holding that #1 in the medal count. They go back and forth on the golds on who's leading. But hey, I think we've doubled up on the next person in total medals, or at least close. So, as always, may the force be with you.
And also the road rash. You must